Did you know that the majority of men will apply to a position even if they meet only 60% of the job requirements? And yet, a woman, most women that is, the majority of women, will not apply to a position unless they meet 100% of the job requirements. This is just research out there. And it's also one of the reasons why we kind of have a big gap in diversity when it comes to professional positions. My name is Bill Benoist. I'm a certified professional career coach in Silicon Valley. And in today's video, I really want to talk about the educational requirements that are often posted on a job description. So, three things to get out of this. It's skills, not school. It's performance, not pedigree. And it's competencies over credentials. Okay, just keep these three things in mind because often that job description is nothing more than a wish list. I mean, I've been part of that for, many, many years. I was a hiring manager, and I can tell you I was the one that would often put the job description together. And oftentimes I would put a four-year college degree would be preferred. Sometimes I even put four-year college degree as a job requirement. And yet I can tell you there was not a single candidate, I don't think ever in my career, where I hired and they had a four-year degree. I didn't have high requirements, but I had high standards. And that's what I want you to really kind of walk away with today. So this whole discussion about educational requirements is something that often comes up in my coaching practice, and it's been coming up for a number of years. I mean, all the way back to 2012 when I started my coaching business part-time. In fact, I remember years ago I was working with a nonprofit career transition company. This woman comes in and she sits down, and I kid you not, probably within 30 seconds, the first thing out of her mouth was, okay, my biggest challenge is I never graduated high school. And yet this woman was working in a professional capacity for over 20 years. And yet this was the first thing that was really stopping her. It was a challenge. And I hear this all the time. In fact, when I was researching this video just yesterday, I had a call with an individual, a female, and she was having trouble with her position. And we were just talking, we're friends, okay? It wasn't a client or anything. And I says, well, why isn't that you're not looking to move on? And she says, well, the biggest challenge I have is that I don't have a college degree. And it's like, you're going to have to watch my video that I'm going to be putting together. Let me share with you some really fascinating numbers out there. So right now, it's boiling down to this. The share of managers without college degrees has actually increased by 20% since the year 2019. But it's gone up even considerably more since that study because of the Great Resignation and the really low unemployment rate. There's a lot of job openings out there, and companies right now are really rethinking their educational requirements. So let me give you some examples. Bank of America right now has over 7,500 positions available, and only about 10% of those positions are requiring a four-year college degree. Hasbro is no longer requiring this. Terminix are no longer requiring this. Penguin Random House is no longer requiring this. IBM and GitHub, they're not looking at college degrees anymore. They're hiring out of boot camp. Let me give you just a little history about myself. I had a two-year degree when I started my career, and it was in photography. And it was in Northern California, and I moved down here to the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, where everything was high tech, and I really had no technical background whatsoever. So I was thinking, well, what is it that I can do that really doesn't require a college degree? I mean, I had that same mindset back then. And I thought, well, how about if I go ahead and start in banking? And I got in as an entry-level teller, and no college degree. Well, I had a two-year college degree in photography, really no college degree whatsoever. But within about 4.5 or 5 years, I was a bank manager. It was the performance that got me to the bank manager. And I did that for a number of years until I left this. It was the savings and loan industry. I moved over to the FDIC government organization because I had a management background, no college degree, but I had a management background. I was able to land a management position. And I worked with the FDIC for about 4 years until I moved over into technology. Now, the switch from the, what I would say, the business side of things to technology, I went in and I did a trade school for about 8 months. I became a local area network, LAN, administrator. And that was all I really needed to start getting a lot of job offers. And I started with my first position. I was a help desk technician, but probably within 7 months, I made manager. And throughout my career, I went all the way up to a vice president. Never had a college degree until later in life. I was about 40 years old, and that's when I actually went back to school and got my bachelor's degree. In fact, I remember my manager at the time asking me, why is it that you're doing this? Why are you taking this on? You don't need it. You're doing fine here. And I says, well, it was really kind of a personal mission for me. And after I got the bachelor's degree, I went in and I got a master's degree. But I never needed those degrees to get where I'm at today. But things have changed considerably. I mean, it was about 36% of companies were really requiring college degrees, and that's down to under 30% right now. Now, you may see a lot of job postings out there where the college degrees are something as a requirement, but really it's more of a wish list than anything else. I want you to keep this in mind. Here's another, what I think is really fascinating, Walmart. 75% of store managers at Walmart started out as entry-level positions with no college degree. Do you know what a store manager at Walmart now makes? Upwards of $170,000 a year. Hear me out when I am talking about this, and if you're a woman out there, if you're a woman, you may be missing a lot of opportunities if you are not applying for positions because you're not meeting 100% of those requirements. Because again, it very well may be a wish list and nothing more. So just a quick video today. I hope you found this informative and useful. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, make sure that you do so. Hit the bell notification as I do upload new career tips and strategies every Tuesday, and I'd hate for you to miss anything. Thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.